Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. I think this might have snuck by a few people. It certainly did for me. I ended up having someone make a comment talking about that they took a look at this first look, went ahead and took a peek, and yes, it's out there on the PGA Tour 2K25 page. So you're able to pull it down so we can get a little bit of a look at what is going on here before the game releases, even to early access on the 21st, which is still over a week away. You'll notice it says any progress you make carries over to the full game. Alright, so when you get into the menu, I've been in a little bit, I've taken a look around, so it's not a first impressions video. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't fumbling around all the time, but one of the things you'll see here, early birdie bonus, and one of the things they talk about is 500 virtual currency and so forth, and 1 level plus token. I did start with 500 VC, but that may be the normal piece there. I don't know if that is part of me purchasing one of those higher packages. As I said, I've gone ahead and splurged for Legends. Do thank the regular viewers and folks that come to the channel. There was enough income from the channel last year that I thought, well, you know what, I'll go ahead and spend a little bit more and kind of pour some money back into the channel, which obviously I think most content creators will do, but I'm certainly not making a ton of money here given how small I am at this point. So before we get in and get to the gameplay, which will be the last portion of this video, just kind of wanted to explain what happens when you get in the first look. So you basically, it walks you through, in essence, swing training, which if you've played before, I read what it said, but it was talking about the backswing, the front swing, then it had you do a little bit of chipping, and I think it had you putt as well, but basically you had to do 4 things. So if we go into quests and profiles here, we'll go to completed, and swing basics is what they have you do. So you can see you go to the backswing, the downswing, chipping, and reading the green. And once you get that, you get a reward of a swing path token. And then welcome to the quests. Basically you finish a round and you create a My Player, and you can see you get 50 virtual currency or monies for that, another swing path token, Flight 3-pack, which I believe are a set of balls. I don't really use the balls in the existing thing. So the other thing I'm still working on here is, apply a fitting to a club, reach an overall level of 66. I'm not going to likely get to this because I'll explain that in a bit as we go through things, but I'm not quite sure I want to spend anything yet. It's interesting, you can apply a fitting to a golf ball. I never knew you could do that. So there are those things within the game. Just be aware that there is some of that that is different from the previous. Anything in orange is locked. So you can see here, compete is where online societies, so something like TGC Tours will be there. And then designing the course is still there, and you can't do anything with that. Not that I was necessarily looking to do that. And right now, other than training and what they're calling quick play, you're unable to do either one of those. So once you go through doing that, it then takes you into creating your player, so you can see kind of what I've come up with. We will take a look at that just so you understand how things work. What I did try to do to maintain consistency is I took screenshots of everything in 2K23 after I got past the opening section, and I went in and as much as I could made the settings the same. So I am sitting on master difficulty level at this point. The difficulty levels are the same. I know there's this Evo swing thing. I think that's just some of the complexity that's there and some of the ability to add capabilities in. Still learning and trying to understand what that is. But let's go through the settings and things first, just so you understand what's the same and what to me appeared to be different. So if I go over here to settings, go down to difficulty, this is where we've got things set up And my difficulty, I think my multiplier in 2K23 right now is like 1.83. So this seems like there's things missing, but I really have said everything that I think I can. So I'm a little confused. But swing difficulty, you can see, is master. Then they have a rhythm preference. So this is something new, as is the swing bias input offset and the swing context input offset. So those come into the swing meter and just make things a little bit more challenging. So you can see downswing rhythm has an impact on the outcome. Too fast adds power to the swing. Too slow results in loss of power. So you're trying to dial that in. Right now, I've turned off swing bias input offset, and that makes it very similar to 2K's 23, where you just swing forward and back. What you do in your player creation is it gives you a bias, and you really just have fade and draw. You don't have the opportunity to say, I don't have a bias, that I have a pure swing. It's one or the other. And then basically what that means is your swing meter is slightly tilted in one direction or the other, and you would have to swing that way. So that means your swing path would now be kind of fighting against any kind of straight up and down movement. And that was causing some problems. So I've set it off. I really hope TGC Tours gives this one a thought. I think turning it on would really introduce some challenges that I don't know if it would keep things fair or not. I get if we're all playing on the same setting, that would be one thing, but it just adds complexity that doesn't make sense. And then this just tells you, you know, the input target's adjusted based on shot shape or angles, lie angles, and then you can change it to either just shot, just lie, or turn it off completely. Vibration, this is the same setting. This existed in 2K23. Lie range, classic is again what 2K23 is. Simulation basically means you're seeing the ball on the screen and it's giving you nothing. So you're just going to have to understand that your heavy rough or whatever is typically like 82 to 90% or worse, and then you're just kind of learning as you would in a real course. This, I think, is a setting that is new to 2025. I didn't remember this specifically in my setup, but once I understood what it did, I went back to Classic because of course, first shot I hit ended up in the rough, and I'm like, I can't tell what percentage it's at. These are then the same, the distance control, where the course yardage is, all the provisions, and then the grids, you know, shot setup feedback basically is just giving you some information, whether the pin is in or out. You know, these were the same type of settings too, that it's wind speed and so forth. Okay, controls pretty basic. These are basically the same from 2K23, so you basically set them for your golfer and then guessed 1, 2, and 3. If you want to change them, I never normally do, but these are the same settings I've had. Accessibility, I think, is a menu option that did not exist in 2K23, but basically you can see, you know, do you just press the button or do you have to hold it, so that way if you bump some things, you're not having problems. Display and HUD. These were all I think these were all the same as 2K23. Other than these, yes, there's more trails, because basically there's one setting in 2K23 for the trail. This lets you turn trails off based on which camera you're using. And then obviously the challenge messages were there, the club carousel was there as well, so I've got the same settings I had. Set my audio to the same settings I had in 2K23, so you let me know if that's a problem or not. It should hopefully be good. And the other settings then get into you know, just details of how you run the game, and you know, obviously everyone can set those preferences as they want. Alright, so at this point then we'll go into My Player. You'll see the menu's pretty basic. I guess this is how it'll stay. So again, some things locked: Clubhouse Pass, PGA Tour Superstore. You've got the player progression, you've got golf bags, and so forth. So we'll start with appearance and info. And so basically, again, you can set your body type, your head, your hair, your makeup. We'll just take a peek, say, at hair. Same type of thing, just a little bit more obvious how things are set. And you can just cycle back and forth, pick your colors. It does let you copy colors. I don't think these were anything that were new. So, you know, change the look a little bit. I don't know that it's like a terrific view of me, but, you know, I'm unfortunately older, a little heavier. Wife asked me to grow in a goatee over this last summer, so about since last August I've done that. So versus the clean shaven view I have in 2K23, I've gone ahead and done that. The one thing I will say on the hair, they don't really give you a choice for like a salt and pepper look, but I think this looks pretty good for that. My hair's not gray yet, but the beard's growing in that way, so we got the look that way that fits. Info, they've added pronouns in here, and then at the bottom here you have the ball flight. And so again, you get to pick fade or draw, but as you can see, there's two choices. There's no nothing. So when you pick that, if you've got that setting set, it introduces some complexity in. So I'm hoping they don't. And I've gone ahead and done, this dude is the caddy. Just kind of felt like rather than some clean cut golf thing, you know, I'm not a golfer in real life or anything. I'm like, yeah, that would probably be me, just me and some guy I know showing up on the course. Outfit wise, same type of thing where you've got a first, second, third round. The only difference is, because this is the first look, the outfit I have is the outfit that is available. There are one of everything. So there's one top, whatever, I guess, yeah, so you can't even do an undershirt. Didn't even see that until it just came in. Similarly, there's probably different kinds of hats. No, it's just outfit hats. Yeah, you can't pick anything on top. So it's whether you have a hat or not. We'll adjust all that as we go forward, and we have some more stuff. So because we're not playing rounds, you won't see it, but I did verify, like, hey, one of my guys doesn't have the glove, one of my guys doesn't have the hat for one round, and so forth. So the golf bag did adjust that to the same thing I have, so I got rid of the hybrids and then put in the 4-iron just to keep the same. So up here is where you start to see some of the differences. So this is where you can apply things to the clubs. So you basically earn this, and because I've played 4 or 5 rounds, I'm up to that level. And then you get finally to the Evo, which I think is where the Evo swing comes in. And you can see there's more things here. We've got, you know, power, swing path, shaping, rhythm, and so forth were the norm, but then we have this contact, correction, recovery, transition. Those are things that show up in 2K25 that adds some complexity. You're able to have up to 4 bags, so you can see here, you know, once we get to level 10, we can get a second bag, and then it's 10, 20, and I think 40. Yeah. So that is what unlocks those, and again, we just have the 2K set right now. There's nothing else we can do, but if I was to go in here, actually it won't let me do it there, never mind. I'm trying to remember, so I apologize. No, so these are just the clubs, but then if we go to my player progression, then this is where we have you know, various options. So right now you can see I have 7 available attribute points, but applying any of them, you'll see they cost VC. It's been so long since I did this in 2K23, I don't remember if they cost VC there as well. or if they were included, but the owned points are used first. But what I'm unclear of right now is how you earn those. But you can see my type is a technician, which is basically the same setup I had in the 2K23. It's kind of that middle one where I'm focused more on swing path than I am on power, so I'm going to have to increase my power other ways. But then these are the skill trees, which are different, where before, if you remember in 2K23, we kind of had a row and a column type of chart, and you had 5 or 6 things across, and you would be able to pick your attribute points or skill points and assign them, and you got 50 of them. In 2K25, they give you 500 of them, so you can see I've already earned 20, and then this one costs 10, so on the tee shot, this costs 2, and that would, increase the transition sweet spot. And then you can do the proficiency boost, so that's the contact sweet spot. Then you have the swing path sweet spot, which is on the bottom, and then the rhythm sweet spot is when performing a tee shot. So again, it requires the previous skill, so I'd have to do this to proceed. And then you can still see these other things, and this is where you get different shot types available, and you can see I need 75 to be able to do a choked tee shot, which means I'm choking up on the grip so that I pull my distance back a bit. And over here they have what's called a stinger, so when you're looking for a longer rollout or high winds and things like that, you can do other things. And then this is where playing different archetypes is going to be crucial in single player, because you can see it requires a powerhouse archetype with an overall rating of 85 to even unlock this. And then it does unlock it for all skill types, but I'm unable to use it at this point. And again, you're basically dealing with the same tree for each of these, where it's basically the transition, the contact at the top, the swing path at the bottom, and then the rhythm kind of in the center when you're performing those things. And so this repeats with slightly different skill trees for each thing. And so, and you can see, this is 2, this is 4 skill points. You go to a major one, which are the big ones, that's 12. So again, it's a choked approach. This is the pitch. This is the approach. And then, you can do a runner and then a spinner. So, added spin, causing it to fly low and check up quickly. But you have to basically go down these paths to get there. And then once again, you'd need a sculptor archetype to unlock this. So you've seen the others: powerhouse, sculptor. Powerhouse obviously drives a lot. Sculptor is about if you're into shot shaping and that's your thing and you love to do that, you might want to start with a sculptor archetype. Okay, recovery. So these are the punch shots and the flop shots. And then again, you can do the same type of attributes, and then you've got a choked punch and a super flop. So it's higher, and then it lands soft with minimal roll. This will be interesting because honestly, the flop shots are shorter here by quite a bit. I'm sure we'll see it as I play, so I won't get into it too much. And then here's recovery, where you need the magician archetype. So that's another one of the 5 you can select. And then you've got the bunker, which is the splash shot. And then you've got a blast, which just knocks it out and then runs far. And then power pick, spin loft and controlled rollouts. So, and then you can use irons from the fairway bunkers for that. And then here is the technician archetype, which is the one I have right now assigned. that would unlock if I get this archetype up to 85. So my focus is there then in the bunker skills. And then we've got greens, so you've got chip and you've got putt. So as you get near the greens, and then you've got a bump and run, which is a low flying, lands early and rolls extensively. So again, that might work. A lag putt. Long range that sacrifices accuracy for distance forgiveness to safely get you close to the cup. So if you're just needing to crank one, I think that gives us that ability. And then Texas wedge, a powerful putting stroke intended to use off of the green. Okay. And then what you need here is the greenskeeper, and this is interesting because you can see the grid detail will increase and it will be reduced by reducing the scale of each square. So you're going to be able to really hone in on what's happening over whatever path you're targeting. But some pretty interesting things, but you can see these are 24, so while you're getting 500, you know, it's going to be just like the skill tree in 2K23 where you're going to have to choose. And then with the clubhouse path skills, so this is also interesting to me because like we don't even know what these are. So, and these go through 6 seasons, so I assume they're just kind of planning to do the same thing, although we're in season 7 now. But our 500 potentially go to these, and we don't even know how much these will cost. So, yeah, there's some interesting things. But if we look at all the skills, you know, putt weight, putt path, you know, so power, swing path, shaping, putt weight, and putt path, and then I think we had transition as well. But I think they do a really good job of explaining, you know, so backswing to downswing forgiveness. So basically when you know, do I hesitate? Do I do something? I think that's what would give me bad transition. But then we have things like recovery, the ability to hit out of a poor lie, and the scale of the lie range. Correction determines the natural draw fade. Whoops, didn't mean to bump that. And the swing input angle offset required on pro difficulty or higher. And then, you know, so again, the better that gets, I assume that that will bring things in, but I don't know if I've turned that one setting off, if then that's moot. And then the hook slice forgiveness, and, you know, and then we have putt contact and rhythm. The scale of the downswing zone at the top of the swing meter when putting determines, you know, did you hit it cleanly or not, and rhythm is the downswing forgiveness, and so forth. So more attributes here as well that we need to deal with in 2K25. And so the challenge will be, like, by the time I got into 2K23, players a lot better than me had gone in and come up with, like, skill tree videos, and this is what you should do. So it's going to be interesting. Now with the legend and so forth, like, yes, I have access to the clubhouse passes, which I never purchased before or whatever, so those are new things that I will be doing. Now here you can have, I'm going to manage my players. As you can say, you can create 3 in the first look. I assume that implies you can do more in the full game. I don't know what that is, but if we just take a peek here just so you can see, so I'm going to go in here and I should be able to still back out. But if I go to the archetypes, so you've got greenskeeper, you've got powerhouse, and then I'm kind of just going slowly. We're not going to talk through each of these details. You can read them if you want. You can look at the settings. Technician is what I selected. And then you have sculptor, which is strength, as you can see, is shots shaping. And then magician is recovery shots, but their struggle with putting. You know, where my putting is like 10 points higher. And, you know, obviously the putting for the greenskeeper is insane. But for me, like, I'm already starting with a 70 on the swing path and a 75 in contact. You know, so those are all good things. All right, so that gets you through kind of the basic setups, this, that, and so forth. And we will now cut to the chase of kind of what everyone wants to see by going to quick play. And we'll start a new match. So what it allows you to do is play the back 9 of Scottsdale, which is the Waste Management Phoenix Open course, if I understand correctly, and kind of taking what I've seen. But, you know, loads relatively quickly. Again, can't change the course, can't change stroke play, can't change the settings right now, but you kind of get a view here of what the screen looks like when we go in. So a slightly different load screen. It's not just kind of a full screen thing. Graphics definitely nicer, I think. I think things look good. So basically the one setting, you can see this is up and down. It's wanting me to do a straight swing. With the fade bias that I have, if I turn on the setting that I turned off, which isn't the classic, it rotates both of these this way. So this moves this way, this moves this way, and then it basically wants you to swing that way to get a good swing, which to me, I get it's a challenge, but because we're not swinging a stick like that, I mean, I guess what the thought is if I have a fade bias to get a straight shot, I need to do that to compensate for the fact that I would normally have a fade. And so I suppose kind of like a bowler where you've got an angle that you let the ball go and you're compensating for whatever your natural tendencies are. That's what they're trying to do here. But, you know, taking a quick look at the interface, pretty straightforward. You know, we can see which shot we're on. I'm not quite sure what... Oh, that's the 10th hole. So that's right. I'm not quite sure what that is. So the tee box where it's at. Then we've got our club, what kind of shot we're doing, and then again distance and how far. But, you know, kind of like what we had. The marker doesn't tell us anything. We just know that from where we're at. And so I'm going to go ahead and swing, and you can keep an eye on the swing meter over there, the circle, and see all the info we get as we go here. So there you go. You can see the number of degrees, the rhythm. I got my swing path is perfect, which is good. I did actually pull off 3 perfects on one shot last round.
20 yards to the pin.
First round I played, I think I was 13 over in the back 9. Then I think I was 10. Then I think I was 4 or 5 the last round. So this is my 4th attempt. So you'll notice now we have a 50-degree wedge. So we have a pitching wedge, then a 50 degree, a 56, and a 60. So they're no longer listed sand wedge, lob wedge, and I forget what the other one was. But they basically are the same type of thing. So we're going up a bit. I'm going to do that again. You can hit the same button, and you can see that is a little bit different instead of just 2 lines. And once again, that would be turned and rotated to the left a little bit if I had the other feature on. But we know we want to go a little bit this way. So there we go. Now contact was perfect, but you can see I pulled 2 degrees. Ooh.
I can't hit all the greens.
Well.
Okay, out of the green side bunker. Let's have a nice up
and
and
so
down
the chips are difficult. And see, so you can see now it is giving me, and it might be because of the lie, it's giving me a bit of a diagonal. Ah, that was awful.
Stroke here.
All right. What is this doing? I don't understand. Oh. I must have hit a button that I didn't know about. So yes, it does offset you if you're hiding in between the camera. So they did fix the issue where like you can't see things going.
putt in and move on.
All right. Putting is challenging. So you'll see, we still get 4 items.
The left of the hole.
Oh, I missed that. I thought
Right,
that was going in. I honestly thought that was going to fall in on me.
Oh, there it is.
So,
Right
+2.
now you are 2 over par.
So, hit the green in regulation. It's really hard. I think I've gotten 1 of these challenges. Alright, so again, swing path not bad, but I'm losing 0.17% of the power because of what I did there.
Here's our second shot on hole
So you can see
11.
80 to 94% with the lie. That was missing if I was doing other things. So let's see, 5 wood, that goes down. So this will take me, this might actually be okay. It's hard to tell what's happening there. So 3% power down. Am I on? Oh, I'm on the green. Nice. I'll take that.
Yeah, that'll work. Nice approach.
All right.
Best of luck on this
So
one.
there we go. I hit the green in regulation.
And this one's going pretty hard, left to right.
And again, I likely will turn the commentary off eventually, but for now, we're leaving them on. So there you go. Rhythm's perfect. Transition was perfect.
Nothing wrong with that
But I pulled 5 degrees. So you can kind of see.
us.
Whoops. We're actually going to go the other way. Ooh.
You are currently 2 over.
Not great, but.
We're on the 12th hole.
So
of this
yeah,
one
it
now.
might just be brighter. I don't know if it's really as sharp as it appears. All right, so everything was a bit much. I mean, the good news is I'm only doing like 101%. I lost 1% of the power.
Okay, there you go.
So not terrible rollout there.
Looks like a right to left break.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a little bit here. I have not gotten a birdie yet. So if somehow I do, that will be a first. We did.
And it drops.
All right.
Well done. Fantastic.
So just giving a little view of the transitions, I guess. I realized I was skipping those kind of like I'm used to, but with the new game, you know, people probably want to see what the quality is and so forth. All right, so 2.96, the swing path changes it a bit. There it is. And so you can see everything's a bit muted, like the trail is not as obnoxious as it used to be. So, I mean, it's there. Wow. So I lost 5% of the power because my rhythm was off. So.
Okay, and from the sand.
And you can see it's got this 3 circled. I don't know if that's what it used to do. Alright, so I can't do a flop out of here. So let's see, 43, but we're down. Yeah, because this ends up being a lot. So that's the shortest. So it's 43 yards. I'm going to lose 4, but I need to hit a small percentage here. Because otherwise, it's just too easy to go way too far.
Played out of the sand. We're on the green.
All right.
Go down to even par if you sink this.
That would be nice, but that would be a lot. Ooh. Way too fast, I think.
No.
All right.
All right, here's what you got left for par.
Oh, I didn't hit it hard enough.
Pace on that one.
So I gave that one away. But you can see the contact, like I was 23% off on the contact. So par or better without hitting any hazards. Let's see if we can pull this off. I assume that means no bunkers. So again, we're losing 5% with the rhythm, but we are in the fairway.
And this one's around 205 yards away.
All right. I'm going to hit it a little harder. Ooh, terrible.
Well, looks like
we're
you're a
in
bit
the
off
crowd.
on that approach. Okay, careful on this one. We're in the rough.
All right. So 51. It's a pitch. So now you'll get to see. So see, first flop, 25, 27, 30, 32. That's it. So it's not 55 yards like it used to be. Now, some of that may be because I don't have my fittings and I don't have all the other stuff yet. So maybe those will creep up there. But right now, they're nowhere near what I need. All right, so trying a little partial. That actually worked nicely.
All right, let's drop her on in there, save our par, and get on our way.
All right, straight
2
on.
strokes above par currently.
So there we go. We got another completed item. That's nice. I did a 45-point item before. Yeah, this is a tough hole. Oy. What happened? Look at the 15 degrees open, and you can see me waving over there. Oh, we at least got back to grass.
Currently.
All right, so let's see. 4 iron. All right, I'm going to do this. Oh, boy. I might be in the water. No, I think we're okay. 220, that's probably as far as I would get. So this is kind of an island green here. Alright, so 92. That's as slow as I can go. Gonna bring this back. Alright, perfect contact, perfect swing path.
Well, this one might be a little bit
Rhythm's
long, but
a little. Oh, look at that roll back.
That'll work on the green, won't it?
That will work on the green.
On the scorecard. I think it's breaking to the left.
I've had trouble here. Ah, pretty much that way.
Come on, ball.
And again, 6 degrees, so. Oh my God. You can see what I did. I really, my path was terrible. I really pulled that terribly.
Okay, now let's have
and you could see what it did in how the ball took off. So
sitting at 3 over par. Okay, let's see what you can do here on the par 3 16th.
All right. So again, we're gonna pull back some. Swing path, I do okay, but the contact,
right.
I am struggling, and you can, wow, right in the tunnel.
Pretty sure you weren't planning on that. It's okay. All right, hitting off the cart path.
Right.
Let's go for it.
And again, you can see the chip, not anywhere near where I need. All right, we're gonna get a decent shot here. Not bad, actually.
Up for the 13-foot putt.
So let's see if we can
a bit to the right here.
see if we can make this work. So it is an odd feel compared to 2K23. So, all right.
3 over at the moment.
So this is about what I was doing the last round. I have not been able to hit the fairway in regulation. Alright, it's probably sweeping back toward the bunker. Yep.
Careful of this one, fairway bunker.
Wow.
Not sure what's going to happen here.
Alright, so we're going to try that. Alright, contact was perfect. Swing was perfect. I think green
Yep,
in
that's gonna do
regulation
just
happened.
nicely. Here's a putt
Oh
from
no, I guess
19
not.
feet.
That's not green in
It's going pretty
regulation.
hard to the left.
I thought that was green in regulation. I guess not.
Right by.
So close.
And just drop this on in and you'll get a par.
All right.
And currently sitting at 3 over par.
So again, we know that bunker. We know that
Hole number
bunker
18,
well.
ready to go.
We've played this quite a bit in the single player. All right.
Well, that tee shot looks like it'll do.
I mean, so I do like the swing
And this one's
mechanics
about
better.
165 yards out.
In that it's not just this very fast, very whatever. Like, it's giving you information that you can work on, I think. I feel it's more informative. Ooh, that sounded bad. But
Bunker
that's, wow, I
coming up.
lost 8% of the power.
No,
And
it's
so
unlucky.
now you can
Missed the green
see
on that one.
where that
And from
becomes
the
nice
green
and short.
side bunker, looking for an up and down here.
Ooh, that's too far, I think. Oh, yeah. And that's the thing we run into. So now... Oh, see, this won't even ship. Wow. Let's see. See, with the camera moving and giving you a
And
view,
about
I like
14 feet
that
to go.
change. I do
Looks like a
enjoy
bit of a
what
break
they've
in
done
this
with
one to the
that.
right.
So let's see. Can we get it?
Looking good.
It looks pretty good.
Okay,
All
that
right.
one will drop on in for bogey.
So-
and we're done here.
I'm getting the feel for it.
Okay.
And
4
so
over at the end of
now
the
you'll
day
see,
for
now
you.
it'll show you how you earn
And
things.
with
So the
that,
course
I will let you
challenges get
go.
me
Thank you
there.
very much
So
for
now
the
again,
round
we
of
need
golf. I had a
510 to get
good
to
amount of
6.
fun.
Shows you
Hopefully
how things add up, I think, better than what they did in 2K23. This is where we unlock those spots. So now we didn't quite get everywhere we needed on all of these, so we don't quite have the +2, whatever that means. Same type of thing, scorecard, you know, you can see your distances and all that, so that's similar to 2K23. You know, and of course they're giving you the, hey, buy the full thing, and that's literally all we earn, is 4 or 9 virtual currency. It's never been any different, so I think literally playing around, that's all you get. So, and then needing 125 to apply 1 skill point, this could take a long time. Now again, I'm assuming, you know, in play here, we're going to have like my career. I don't know if it's going to give us any info here. Alright, so maybe it will. Let's see. Or is this just the thing we already saw? Yeah, so it's not going to really give me much other than the trailers, so we're not going to rewatch those. If you're interested, you can always go online and see them. But that's why I'm not taking my golfer to the situation we have. And then going back, what I'm trying to figure out is where can I do things with, because I don't know that I've really bought or gotten any fittings. But yeah, if I go hit X to upgrade, so there you go. See, so I can increase the swing path here, but I'm assuming, all right, let me cancel. So swing path on the driver would go to 72. If I go to the wood, okay, and so upgrade the set. So I assume, okay, so that'll be all the woods. It'll be the 3 and the 5 wood. See, and then you can see, basically, it puts that in there. And the difference here is, instead of only having 3 where I could do the head, the shaft, and the grip, it's just going ahead and letting me unlock these positions. So, whoops. Now let me see. So these will be, now are these just all of the irons? Because see, that's the thing I can't entirely tell. Because you would think it would make sense. So if I apply this here, we'll do that. Okay. So there we go. We applied fitting to a club. We did that. And so I assume we have, whoops, we have nothing else. Oh no, I guess I could. Oh, does it not let me? Or is it just showing me I have that? So let me go to a club, I guess I haven't done. Let me go to the wedges. I just keep hitting the wrong button. Okay, so it does let me, because I did have 2 of those. Oh, okay, so I could apply. So let me go back so I can right stick that. So if I go here, upgrade, and then go here, see, so I could take that all the way up. Now the question is, can I remove them? So I better be careful, because the problem may be then that you can't, because like you used to be able to take these and upgrade the fittings, but it doesn't look like you can. See, so here I need that gold coin, which I don't have, or I just earn that eventually, and that gets me there. But you know, what we were able to do is upgrade the fittings. And I wonder if you can do that the same way. Alright, so before I apply things and then get myself stuck, you know, I probably want to hold off, because obviously increasing the swing path is a good thing, but there's obviously other things that I'd like to potentially do. Now here, whoops, this was kind of where we could upgrade. Okay, so consumable balls provide specific attribute boosts. Alright, well we know that. Alright, so this flight, okay, so that increases to reduce the effect wind has on your shot. Alright, so we can do that, and there we go. So we applied a fitting to a golf ball. We have 2 more of those, so I'm definitely not gonna change that, because, you know, I may use different kinds of balls. But, so is that showing me? Alright, so I still haven't unlocked that, whatever +6 is, and then it would, I assume, add some additional pieces in there. But now we've got 2 things done in the quest, and it's just, you know, do I go beyond that? But I think I will wait until I have the full game to apply my points and things like that. See, what I don't know here is if this is, because the rhythm archetype, which is basically what this technician is, you know, because they did have Greensman Powerhouse in the other one, and they had Sculptor, but instead of Magician, it was called Woodsman in 2K23. But if I'm on the rhythm, and I don't remember if this is kind of what the default settings were, but the power was 60 instead of 42. The swing path was 76 instead of 70. Shaping 64 instead of 57. Again, rhythm is new. Putt weight was 70 instead of 55. Putt rhythm does not exist. Contact does not exist. Correction, recovery, transition was 62 instead of 64, so that it's the first one that I'm better at right now. And then putt contact did not exist, but putt path was 73 instead of 46. Now there is also a lie range, which might be close to correction, I think. No, that's recovery, honestly. And lie range is 67 instead of 48 on recovery, which is similar. But yeah, the others we covered, but basically that's the thing. There was a lie range in the archetype, but there is no lie range here. So, and you can see we've got 8 available points. So, I mean, it appears like we get a point for each level, but if all I'm doing is, increasing 1, and you can see what it's doing. So I do like the fact that in my golf bag, like it shows, I'm basically adding 5 yards to my driver with all that. So it's going to be interesting. So right now, I mean, that's what I have is the Technician, which I think is going to be better, but I may never be able to get the power anywhere near what I have, because the challenge is, like on the driver, my power is 89, my timing is 76, swing path's 92. I get to things like my woods, power's 71, timing's 94, swing path's 96. And yes, transition, shaping, and lie range is up in 88. But it's going to be interesting to see how this can progress. But I just wanted to get this out and, throw something out for the channel, because honestly, I did not know that this first look was out there. So it's a free demo, basically. And you can just keep playing those back 9 as often as you want. But all you're really going to get out of it, I mean, yeah, you can level up, which I guess gets me some points. Yeah, I just don't know what the best way to build a player is, and that may be part of what's going to start happening here, is I may have to just play an intense amount to get a really solid player available for TGC Tours. So, we'll see how all this comes together. But I will say, my first impression, I was worried it was just going to be a hackathon, and clearly, even with the settings that I have, with only being in the 40s for power, and yes, my swing path is already at 70, so it's certainly up there, and maybe that's what's helping me not shank things too badly. But as you saw, I had that one shot where my contact pulled me off by like 15 degrees, and that ended up going in that little walkway on 17, I think, that we had to go from. And if you land on the building, you do hit from the building. I did have one that landed on there. It put me in there. It put me under the roof, and I hit the roof on the way out. So the surfaces right now do appear to be modeled, that they're a little nuts and reactive for sure. So that's going to be something to worry about. But right now I'm feeling I'm swinging better than I was expecting I would be, because I thought, we'll turn master difficulty on, and oh my goodness, this is going to be this, that, or the other thing, and it really has not been. So, looking forward to it. Again, we're a little over a week away. I'm basically going to probably turn around and just edit this quickly and get it out on the channel today, so you'll get it the same day I recorded it. And the 21st is when we get things, but once again, I may have some time to do some more on the 21st. Now we will have all this past us. I will refer people to the first look video to talk about, hey, settings, unless something new comes up. But I'm guessing, given that I've been able to set up my player at this point, other than changing outfits and stuff, I don't know what the point would be. But the nice thing is, we'll probably get the clubhouse pass right away. Being at level 5, I'm probably going to have already unlocked some items that I could use. Yeah, and we'll go from there, and we'll see what happens. But it might give us a quicker quicker jump, and assuming they do something similar in career where we start in Corn Ferry, whatever, I will be doing the same thing that I did in 2K23. I will bring you along in my career series and career progression, and you know, that hopefully will give us plenty of stuff to do that Friday, and whatever I can get done, it's just, can I edit it before I'm unavailable for the weekend? I don't know. But I will do my best, and maybe I'll throw some raw video out there. So if you are interested, definitely drop some comments down below. Like, would you rather see stuff that's really maybe rough cut raw footage so that I can just turn around and render it and pop it out there? Or do you want things polished up and things cut out and you know, so it's less of a live stream type of thing, you know, more what you're used to from seeing from me, you know, with the markers at the holes and this and that. Let me know. And again, I probably would just do it for that first day, but I can usually turn things around pretty quickly, so it's really going to be more driven on what my day at work looks like and so forth, and how much time I might be able to steal to give you guys a little bit of a preview. But with that, I'm going to wrap this up, and we are getting closer to 2K25 and all that will bring. So I am excited, I will say. I mean, a lot of times I'm like, it's an upgrade, but I think it looks cleaner. They've definitely got a very different interface. Like, to me, it feels like a different game. So I can see, you know, that it's not like I'm just getting a reskin of something that we already had in 2K23. So I will give 2K some credit there. As always, if you've enjoyed this, haven't dropped a like or are not a subscriber, please consider that. It helps a small channel like myself. And again, subscribing and then also hitting the notification, turning that on, lets you know when new content comes out. So as stuff like this gets thrown out there, you'll get notified quicker. You're not going to get spammed by email from me or anything. I mean, obviously notification is going to let you know some things, but we will see you next time.